Hi everyone, welcome to math. We are now on topic 11, which is to subtract within 1000 using models and strategies. So just like we did in topic 10 with the addition, now we're doing the same strategies again, but with subtraction. Okay, so we're going to start with our animated math story, Are There Enough? So you can just answer along with the video while you're watching.
Are There Enough? Written by Liz West. Illustrated by John Haslam. Let's mail the cards for our play. My class has 132 cards. Your class has 143 cards. 132 cards plus 143 cards equals cards. 275. Do we have enough stamps? Your class bought 110 stamps. My class bought 137 stamps. 110 stamps plus 137 stamps equals stamps. 247. We can hand 132 of the cards to our families. Then how many cards will we have to mail? Subtract 132 to find the difference. 275 cards minus 132 cards equals cards. 143. We have 247 stamps in all. Subtract 143 to find the difference.
All right, so I hope you liked that little opening. All right, so we're going to start with 11-1. And let's take a look at our learning target for today. Subtract 10 and 100. I can subtract 10 or 100 mentally using what I know about place value. So mentally means in your head, just like we did with the addition ones. So today on Zoom, we're going to be practicing the mental math with subtraction. So be ready for that, guys. And also for today, your assignment is to come on Zoom and do that with me. If you're unable to get on Zoom, then please go on Imagine Math. Spend some extra time on there today, or go on theeducation.com and check out some of the place value games I assigned to you. All right, let's get started here. Jill's Pumpkin Patch sells straw men. A large straw man costs $134. A medium straw man costs $10 less than a large straw man. A small straw man costs $100 less than a large straw man. What is the cost of a medium straw man and a small straw man? Use dollar bills, place value blocks, or mental math to solve. Okay, so whenever you see these sorts of problems, I know when I was in school, I always started to get all worried. Oh no, there's a bunch of stuff to do. Just break it down piece by piece. So they're telling us that so we need to find out the large straw man, the medium, and the small. So let's start with what we know. We know the large one is 134. Okay? Now, it says a medium straw man is $10 less than a large straw man. Well, I know we can use mental math for this one. So what I would do is look at the tens place, and I see that's a 3. So I'm going to subtract, and that will be a 2. Okay, and then the 1s stay the same. Now the small one, wow, $100 less than the large one. Okay, so this time, since we have a 1 in our hundredths place, and we are subtracting, guess what? There won't be any hundredths left, so we will just have 34. The one's just taken away. Okay? Nice and simple. So whenever you see these sorts of problems, just think about what you know and try to come up with some way to organize your thoughts, like drawing like this, or whatever helps you. All right, so next up is the visual learning video. All right, here we go. All right, I hope you're starting to feel a little bit more confident with our learning targets, mentally subtracting 10 or 100, and now we can use the place value blocks. Now for some of you, it says right here, use place value blocks or mental math. Now, some of you are just able to look at something and mentally do it in your head, and that is awesome. But then some of us need that visual, and that's okay. When I was in school, I needed the visual. I was not good with mental until I got older. And I think as you get older, you'll develop the skills even better. So don't get frustrated if you're not getting it right away. And we're going to get plenty of practice on Zoom today. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is figure out what this whole number is, okay? Because the whole always has to go first. So let's count our hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundredths, 2 tens, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. Now, whatever's crossed out is what is being subtracted. So there's 1 10 crossed out, so I'm going to put minus 10. Then all we have to do is count what's left. There are still 500s. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, how many 10s are there? 1. And the 1 stayed the same. Look, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think these place value blocks will be very, very helpful for you when you're first starting out with this mental math. All right, let's go to number 3. First thing we need to do is find the whole number. Start with your hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hundredths. How many tens? 1, 2, 3. And how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 738 minus, so you have to look for what's crossed out. What's crossed out? 100. Okay, now let's count. Let's count our hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because the crossed out one doesn't count. How many tens? Still 3. And still 8 ones. All right, look at the next one. Tricky, tricky. Not so tricky. Let's look. First, we got to count our number. 100. And we're taking away 100. So what's left? 0. Nothing is left. All right, now we had the place value blocks before. Now we got to do it mentally. Now, it says you can use place value blocks. So I do want to provide that in Zoom, but it's a little difficult to draw all that in this limited space. So we're just going to work through them. It'll be fine. Let's look at number 5. 250 minus 10. So you're going to underline the tens digit. Oops, I forgot to underline the tens digit because we know that's what we're subtracting. So the 2 stays the same. 5, take away 1. Take away 1 10. It's 4. And the 0 stays the same. All right, now for the next one, this is where it can get tricky because it's going to change. So here I think would be really good for us to have the place value block. So what I'm going to do is draw it. Can I draw it over? Okay, I can draw over here. All right, let's erase that. I want to draw this one. All right, so I'm going to draw, it's going to have to be small, a place value chart. Hundredths, tens, ones. So there are 6 hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0 tens and 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So sometimes, even if you don't have the space, you can always have like a little piece of paper and use that paper to go ahead and figure it out. All right, so now what we're going to do is get ready to count. So what we're going to do is the 4 is going to stay the same. Now, since there are 0 tens, what we're going to have to do is we're going to take away, we're going to have to regroup, okay? So when we regroup and we're taking that like 10 away, we're going to end up crossing out 100, and because we took that out, we have to put the 8 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to count our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in this case, the hundreds and the tens both changed, and that's what made it tricky, because you had to regroup. So in that instance, if you're having trouble with the mental math on those ones, just go ahead and draw it out. Okay, here we go. 102 minus 100. So let's underline the hundreds place. So now there's no longer 100. So 1 take away 1 is 0. We don't write that. We're not going to write the 0 for the tens. So all that's left is just 2. All right, let's look at the next one. 719 minus 10. So first thing we're going to do is underline that tens place. So 7 is going to stay the same. 1 take away 1 is 0. And then the 9 is going to stay the same. Okay? All right, so let's look at the next one, and hopefully you're starting to get it, I hope. I know this can be kind of tricky. Very, very tricky. Okay, 400 minus 100. Underline the 4. And then you're just going to subtract 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. And then the 1s and the 10s stay the same. Now, for 308 minus 10, what I'm going to do for this one is just use that mental math, okay? So when I think about it in my head, here's how I think of it. So I know the 1s are going to stay the same, because 8 take away 0 is 8. Now the tens place gets tricky, because we have to borrow, and we're going to be borrowing from the hundreds place. So that 3 is going to be a 2. And since we borrowed, the middle digit becomes an 8. 288. All right, let's look at the next one. 520 minus 100. Underline the hundreds place. Now we're going to subtract 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. Tens and 1 stay the same. 975 minus 10. Underline the tens place. 9 stays the same. 7 minus 1 is 6. And the 1 stays the same. 143 minus 100. Underline the hundreds place. 1 minus 1 is 0. The tens and 1s stay the same. 825, take away 10. Underline that digit. I'm sorry, I always, whoops, should have underlined it here. Okay, 8. 2, take away 1 is 1. And the 1 stay the same. Now, number 15, 409 minus 10, and 16, 200 minus 100. If you're watching the video, that's going to be your assignment. You can, and it's not due today. You can hand it in tomorrow. It's Monday. Do your best, but work these two problems out. Now, for everyone else, that's if you're coming on Zoom, we're going to do these two together, so you don't have to do the assignment. But if you're not coming on Zoom, please stop and write these down and complete those two so that I can check in with you. And if you're coming to Zoom, you don't need to worry about it because I'll see you very soon. And also our Zoom meeting ID and password has changed. So I'll be putting that up on Class Dojo tomorrow. All right, I hope to see you all and have a wonderful, wonderful day.